Hello and welcome back. How about an instance where I access my URL via the doc type name, something like this 0000047. And how do that? For the now, if I do that, I'll get something like a 404 page not found. And you should have a situation whereby you have list of content on the homepage or searchable content. Then you click on the name and it takes you to this URL which is not existing. How do you do that? In Frappe, there is a way to mount or route a URL in order to get details of the page. To do that, just go straight to your hooks.py file, your application hooks. Then go down. You may not find it, but you can add it just before this generators. I'll call it. It is called website site route rules. Then it takes a list. Then in the list you have dictionaries with two contents, first and second. The first is called from route, which is the key from route. The route should be what is the route name slash property slash details slash the name of the property. Okay. Should start with a leading slash like this slash property. That is the URL name because from the page www have property then details, so it becomes slash property. In fact, I'm going to rename this file from details to detail. Don't like that plural in it. Rename this to detail. Okay, here I'll have slash detail. Slash, it should start with a leading slash because this leading slash means after the root URL, then it starts, like say your website.com slash property slash detail slash the, we can call it the doc name, document name. You put it in this opening and closing, is this arrow or I don't know, whatever you call this in between it. Then it goes to the second content of this dictionary. We call it to route, and the value is this URL with no leading slash, with no leading slash. From route, I can close this. Please, from route is the what? Where the URL is coming from. From route is this kind of URL. Then to route, it will take you to this page we declared. That's what it does. It will pick the number, then take you to this page before retrieving the contents for you. Okay. Please take note once more. From route should have a leading slash. To route should have no leading slash at all. If you have a leading slash, you get issue, you can test it for yourself. Then if you have any other URL, you have a comma, you repeat the same. If you have something like slash agent slash detail slash name, then she should take you to what? Agent slash detail. But we don't have something like that. I'll comment this out. This is what we are more concerned about. Okay, we can test this URL, but first recall you have to restart your server. Once you edit your Python code, sometimes it works, sometimes it does not work. You go to your URL. We can reload this URL now to see if it will still give us that error. Since it hasn't fully loaded, let's see where the error is from. Property detail not found. Okay, it says frappe.exception. Property details not found. Oh, we have an S here. Recall, please, we've changed it to singular, not plural. Make sure you get rid of that S, and it took us to the detail page. You can see that it has taken us. This is how you can define your URL routes, but I'm not really comfortable with this URL routing, the way it is embedded directly. I have to close this. Oops. Because you might end up having to come back to this place again over and over again. So what I do is I grab this entire content, I cut, then add this call it a URL route here. Then from the top of this hooks.py, I import, I'll say from route import import okay now import route as URL route. Let's check in Frappé to be sure that there is no file called route from the root. R recorder. Okay, no file called route, because if there's any file, it will replace the entire functionality of that route. So we are comfortable with import route. I'm still not comfortable with using routes directly inside here because a file may be called route or a variable declaration. So I'm comfortable with using saying import route as URL route. Then go to the root of our application, then create a new file called route.py. Inside of the file, you can always know that this is where you declare your URL routing. Okay, do not write any other thing here, just declare it as this, more like a configuration file, just this list like this, right? Then your content, or you can as well just give it a name in order not to cause issue. You say I can call it route inside here. Route is assigned this. Routes S, because there will be so many contents inside of it. Then in the hooks, we import, I say from route, import routes. Then get rid of this. Like correct routes, ROUTS. Change it to routes. Okay, restart the server. Try it once more in the browser. Reloads. Okay, it says no mode to name the route. And can we find out where the error is coming from? Estate.hooks.py in line 4, the import. We have an issue in our import. From route, what do we name our file? Route.py. Not from route, from estate underscore app dot route. Import routes. Start again. Reload. Okay, that's fine. The URL works fine now. Then what's next is, how about from the home page, we click on the URL, see where it takes us to. Okay, I'll use this first one. Let's go straight to our source code, www property index. Go down. Okay, I think we have the first property here. I'll change the name. I'll just give it that same name, 00047. Then this should be slash property slash detail slash 00047. Save. Reload. Okay, I changed the second one rather than the first one. If you take note, you can look at the bottom left, you see the detail. Click on it. Let's see if it takes us to that page. And it took us to that page. But now, how do we get know that what we are working with? Because you have to pull out this data in our Python file, detail.py. In this Python file, we have to pull off this data entirely, that route data, then pass it into this place. Because on the home page, you can have several pages, you can have several properties with different names you have to click on. Then it takes you there. Once it gets to this Python file, how do we extract this? Now we have something called frappe.formdict from the portal documentation. Should have something frappe.formdict, or you can check through the Ginger templating if you have. Okay, under the Ginger templating, the last item they have, it said if the template is being evaluated in the web request, frappe.formdict is a dictionary of query parameters, else it is none. What we do, we can print here. We print. I want it to give a separate line so we can know where our content printed. Here, say frappe.formdict. New line, save. Okay, I might have to refresh my server. We reload this page, the detail page itself. Reload it. Check your terminal and you see what did it bring? Doc name. And what is the value? 00047. Where did we pick this from? Check our route.py. What value is in between this less than and upper than doc name? And what property was passed from the URL 0047? How about passing another property? And say hi. Enter. Check your terminal and what do you see? Doc name is what? Hi. Then if you have different routes here, you can still have something like slash number. Then the form dict will still pick out these other ones again as another value, dictionary value. But for the now, we will stick with this. So what we do, based on this value here, doc name, we pick this doc name, then use it to retrieve our page from the route, not route, details.py. Since I've gotten what we have here, all I say is from here, I could say frappe.formdict dot name, sorry, not name, dot doc name, dark name. Reload this. Consider dot 00047, not 50 but 40. Okay, we have a successful data retrieved. Yeah, property name, email with 7. How about we check other properties? Okay, we have 0042 and the name. Okay, how about this 0001? And the name is what? Real estate 1. Let's see the contents. Does it have amenities? Yes, it does. Grand total 0. Everything is 000. Okay, we go for this number 1. Can grab this, check it from our URL, paste, and let's see what will be retrieved. You see, real estate 1 with a different picture. You see, we got a different picture here with the agent, different agent, agent John, with price as 00, the codes, the type is duplex for rent. You can check that, duplex, rent, and every other thing. The description is Festibilum, blah, 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 blah. You see the description here and all the amenities. We'll soon get rid of this gallery, but we are more concerned about this, getting the information. How about checking for another doc property? How about 003 or 4? I think we worked on this 4. We still have items 0. I need something with, I think we worked extensively on this 003. No much thing. Okay, you can check this URL to 3 and house at 3, which is the title and the price. House at 3, property price is 100,000, and at the end of the day, we have everything 97,000. Let's see if it agrees. 97,000. Then the property price here is actual price is 100,000. I told you work on this price in a currency format later on, but for the now, I'm more concerned about what we have here anyway. Okay, as we move on, I want to show you something tricky. How about I enter something that does not exist? Let me add 3 here. What happens? Now we end up getting this um, page not found, but we can still have a way to handle this rather than coming into this context and declaring your content just like that. You can always try to retrieve your context. You can say doc name is assigned frappe dot form date dot doc name. Then you can always you try use your try try except, pass everything here into try and the others into except. Although this may not resolve it, but at least it's a better way to handle some kind of things. And here, once none of this is found, rather than showing the user, oh my god, I should open what I should, it doesn't matter anyway. You can view my profile page. I don't care. So rather than viewing this error page, user, you wouldn't like to get to Facebook, and in Facebook you end up seeing this kind of error when you try to search for something and it does not exist. You would like the user to be sent to the 404 page. And how do you achieve that? It's that simple. Go straight to your code, say frappe dot locals dot redirect underscore flag. I hope I'm correct. No, let me be sure I'm correct. Should be frappe dot local dot location dot redirect underscore flag. Frappe dot local dot flags dot redirect underscore location. Yeah, frappe dot local dot flags dot redirect underscore location is assigned slash 404. Let's be sure 404 will work. 404 will work. Let us be sure about that. Slash 404. Yeah, page not found. 404 works. We can come back to our code. Frappe.local.flags.redirect underscore location is 404. Then you can raise frappe.redirect. So in essence, what does is sorry, you retrieve this actually. You kind of retrieve this, or in fact you retrieve this inside here. Then first you try to retrieve this from the doc name, then pass it through this place. Once there's an error here, it goes through this except, right? And at the same time, you can still log this error into our error log in the system, just like I showed you how to retrieve an error log. So then the user will know if the user is trying to report or wherever you can find it in your system. But for now, we are more concerned about getting a nice error page without having to, break things for the user. So you try to put the data. If the data cannot be retrieved, you send the user nicely to a 404 page not found. Okay, restart the server. Okay, can try this once more. This should work. But how about adding an extra number that does not exist? Let's see where we get from here. Yeah, beautiful. It took us directly to what? 404 without having to break things, show users some kind of annoying things. We can also write our own custom 404 page not found at the end of the day. But for the now, I think you can see something interesting is shown here. So from here we can progress. Let's see there's some other things we can work on. At least we've known how to retrieve data, known how to assign the URL, and you see how I broke things up in the hooks. Before the hooks, I came out into my app, wrote a route file, and in the route I had a variable as a dictionary, as a list. Then in between I have a dictionary that contains two key value pairs. The first one is from route, then the second one is what? To route. Always record that the from route should have a starting slash forward slash. Then to route should not have a forward slash. Okay, I'm going to show you why you should not. I'm going to introduce a forward slash here, restart my server and try it. Then you see why I told you not to use that. I'm going to reload this page once more. Hope my server has loaded. Okay, server is loading. That really took some time. Now you see, it's kind of issue despite that this page is correct. But you see, it took you directly. The Frappe itself could not recognize that. So be sure that your to route has no forward slash, but your but it should be a full path from the index to where you want. But your from route should have it. You can reload, start this server again, and then go back to your page, reload, and let's see if we get stuck to this 404 page or it takes us directly to the page. Now you see how beautiful it is. And that's how you can route your URL. We still have some other things to cover. We are not done with this the home page itself. We have to be able to retrieve the properties into this home page. And for a start, let me kind of show you an introduction to retrieving the properties. Well, for the now, I'm going to stop here anyway. I'll do that in the next video. Thanks for watching.